Today we're going to talk about automotive security devices. The three items that you see in this video are available from simjack.com. These are steering column collar guards. Each one is designed to fit a particular vehicle. The item on the right is our CG95A. That's designed for late model GM SUVs. The one in the center is for GM vehicles such as the Buick Regal. The item on the left is for Ford vehicles such as the Mustang, the F-150 pickups. I will go into a little bit about each and provide some more detail in the coming video. This is our car guard CG1AC. The item in this video is outfitted with the gem tubular lock. The CG1AC will fit GM cars and pickups from the mid-70s to the early 90s, 92, 93, 94. Very popular on the Monte Carlos, the Impalas, the Buick Regals, the Grand National, and a lot of the Chevy pickups, the half-tons, the three-quarter ton, and the one-ton. From this view you'll see the cutouts for the turn signal indicator as well as the tilt column. So this particular model will fit a wide variety of vehicles with the tilt wheel option. This is our CG95A. This model is very popular on the Chevy and GM SUVs from 1995 up to approximately 2005-2006. Also works very well on the pickups. It's been very popular on the GM Yukons, Cadillac Escalades. Notice the wider opening that'll accommodate the larger steering columns on these vehicles. Also fit vehicles like the Suburban, the later model Chevy vans, and it's been very popular especially on like the bigger trucks. This is our model CG95F. Again, this is very popular on Ford vehicles from 1991 to about 2002. Very popular on the Ford pickup F-150, 250s, the Ford Explorer, Ford Expedition. Fits the Crown Victoria, the Mercury Grand Marquis. Here's a side view of the CG95F. Notice the opening will accommodate, again, tilt wheels and the turn signal indicator. The CG95F has a plunger type lock, whereas you put the column guard around the column, press the lock in, the lock engages, and it's locked on the column. You have to remove each of these locks. You have to remove the mechanism or the column guard in order to drive the vehicle. You cannot gain access to the ignition key with the lock in place. Another series of locks that we carry in stock are also our Lok-Itt column locks. Again, these function pretty much the same way as our car guard. Very strong, well-made lock. The nice thing about the Lok-Itt's column locks is it does have a bar that protrudes through the steering column that prevents the wheel from being turned. In the picture you see the kit comes with the housing on the left, the ignition bar in center, and the American padlock that secures the ignition bracket to the housing. The P300 will fit many of the same vehicles as the CG1AC. We'll also take a look at the model P312 on a 2000 Dodge Dakota pickup so you can get a better idea of how the Lok-Itt column lock works. The P300 will fit vehicles from 1970 through 1993, 1994. Again, similar to the CarGuard CG1AC. The P312 is designed more for Dodge Chrysler vehicles from 1992 to approximately 2000. And the P310 is our version of the Ford vehicles. That'll work on Ford from 1991 to 2001. Complete detailed information is available on our website at www.simjack.com. You can get all the model numbers, you can get all the application charts, and some detailed images from our website. We have a view of the Lok-Itt model P312 on a 2000 Dodge Dakota. This model, you could see, sits around the steering column, and the ignition bracket goes through the steering wheel, which prevents the wheel from being moved. Close-up view, you can see the lock assembly in place. Notice how on the lock assembly you have the two ears that prevent bolt cutters from getting in to cutting the padlock off. Again, a really well-made design. I'll give you a view of the other side of the lock in just a second. We have a view from the passenger side. You'll see the ignition bracket on, which actually covers the key assembly, the ignition key assembly. So it makes it very, very, very difficult to tamper with the key ignition assembly on this vehicle. The lock assembly goes completely around the column. Adds another layer of protection from any kind of would-be thieves who would do any kind of damage to the steering column assembly. The view of the P312 with the ignition bracket removed. Notice now you can see the ignition key assembly. You can drive the vehicle in this manner. The bracket stays on the column all the time, so all that has to be put on and taken off is the ignition bracket and the padlock. It's a really well-made, thought-out design, and has been very popular on the Dodge and